It's Tuesday, one of my favourite days of the week because it's my day with production and the ops team, spending the time getting under the hood, in with the team, in the production facility, in the warehouse, really understanding and being part of a typical day, as well as some one-to-ones with Cody, Tony and people that are involved at the moment with our operations and production side of things, really looking at our product offering, our efficiencies, our margins, where we can get better, what's impacting our on time in full. Love these days. Came along first thing to the production morning meeting, bit thin on the ground with some of the team, but I love the fact that even when we're thin on the ground here, there's still that daily consistency of the morning meeting. Guys have just invested in a new TV, so they've took their morning meetings up a notch rather than just a stand around. They've now got a really good structure to it, so that every morning the same structure is repeated no matter who's leading that meeting, and they can all drop things in throughout the day ready to present. They're looking at their stats, they have a little bit of fun, they have their morning stretches, a little bit of a laugh and a joke, then into the serious bit, looking at ways they can improve. Love the defect review that they look at every morning. I just love to get in the thick of it and be part of it. And now just, spend a little bit of time heading upstairs to have a look at some of the junk that we're trying to clear out. And then, just going to get in with a few of the team members, just find out what's holding them back, biggest frustrations, how we can get better than we was yesterday, and then get into some more one-to-ones. That is what we're doing.
Hi Cody.
Hello mate, you alright?
What's this about some new lean improvements?
There's too many to show, but I'm going to show you some of them that we've made this week. So first of all, we've got this, which we always did have. This is our Kanban rack for all ink and consumables and stuff like that. So we always did have it, but not all of the consumables were on there. And they were also taped on, so they would fall off and then things would get lost and forgotten about. So we completely revamped that. We now use cable ties to connect them to the rack, and all of our ink that we use in the facility is all on there, as is some other bits and bobs as well. So it just means we're much better at keeping on top of and upholding our ink levels, which is a big positive. We've also got this is another one, a lamination station. So Jazz requested a lamination station because we're doing all of these new signs, all of this new stuff. So she requested that we made a lamination station. So on a budget, we decided to build a little area in between the two production office desks where lamination can be done. And we've even got this tray here that says to be laminated, complete, and lamination sheets. So stuff that people want laminating, stuff that's been laminated, and stuff and the sheets to laminate. So it just allows anyone to come up with an idea and then go ahead and get it laminated. We've even got this TV, as you can see. So ignore the data as it's slightly inaccurate and it's still in development. But we now hold our morning meeting on this with the little iPad, which is a lot better. And then we also display all of our KPIs on here throughout the day. But again, not quite accurate yet, still in development, but better to get it tested and tried. And then we can monitor it a little bit easier. So that's a big positive. Coming over this way, we've got what we call the pegboard. So it's a way of making sure that all of each department's accessories and tools are kept in one place, not taking up desk space, looks neat, looks organised, and then anybody within the department can come along and find where, for example, in this instance, Michael's tools or accessories to run this machine are located, and it's not just Michael that knows they're hidden under the workbench or whatever, and everything's labelled up with a nice place. So if you use the scissors, you can then pop the scissors back where you found them, and then the next person that comes along knows exactly where they are. So we're trying to do that across all departments. As you can see here, we've had to add a bit of not so pretty looking wood, but that is in preparation for somewhere for the pegboard to go for this area, which is Sarah's area, on the X5. Come out this way, going outside. We've even made a gritting salt bin. So if it's an icy day, Mikey can come in the morning, first thing, get some grit salt located at the front, and inside the salt bin technical difficulties. There we go. Cut that, yeah. Inside the salt bin we have a nice little dispenser, which makes it nice and easy for Mikey to dispense it around the place, so everybody is safe. We've got this one here, mug press times and temps, so obviously Holly knows it all in her head, but if someone is coming in to cover her, or maybe someone from another shift, etc., it's all on there. It's all on the wall, nice format, etc., etc. So there's no confusion, and there's always consistency with the orders that we're doing. And then yeah, I think that is pretty much it for in here. We have got a lot more out in the warehouse, but I think I've probably done enough talking and I've taken up a bit too much of Taylor's vlog. So how about we save that until next week, and we'll show you all of the ones in the warehouse in the next episode or next video, whatever you guys call it. Yeah, cool. Thank you.
It's a fresh morning this morning, but it is looking brilliant out here. The main man, Mikey, a man of many talents that you would have probably seen here, there and everywhere. He helps out, sort of very much supposed to be our new warehouse manager, but he finds himself with me on the Tassie property side of things, the Tassie waste side of things, totally branded. He's our sort of in-house handyman. He is the legend that helps out whenever there's something going on, and he's been absolutely killing it out here the last couple of days, getting our yard cleaned up and tidy. He's got it all jet washed down, having a real organised, really tidy up for the new year, so we're in a fresh place. It's these sort of jobs that you just normally never find the time to get done, and it's making a huge difference already. You can see like just the environment out here, it seems a lot nicer than where it was a few weeks ago. We're just trying to practice what we preach. Internally, we're on this big lean journey to try and improve things, make things more efficient, really tidy, make it a nice working environment, and we want to reflect that everywhere. We let it go a little bit out here, but Mikey's really pulling it back for us and getting things looking neat, tidy and organised. So yeah, really pleased with that. Looking good. So, one of the things we're working on up here is this is been one of our dumping grounds. We nicknamed this for about the last year the eBay room, and nothing ever happens. It's where stuff seems to go to die, and stuff lands in here, and it's all odds and sods that we collect that everybody wants to sort of, we're like, oh, we'll hoard it, we'll keep it because one day we might need it, but it just sits in here and accumulates dust. Space in our production warehouse is not on our side. We're growing at such a rate, and the guys are constantly saying to me, Tay, if you want us to expand, if you want us to do that, we need more bloody room. And so I'm trying my utmost, because we're not quite ready to take that next leap yet. We're still locked in a lease here, and we're trying to find the perfect building, like our forever home, that's a huge site that we can develop, own the freehold and grow into. So for right now, I'm trying to hang on here that little bit longer. But there's loads of rooms in the production building like this, this used to actually be my old office a couple of years ago, before we opened our second sort of head office over the road. And this room's become like the dumping room. And actually, it's not creating any return on investment on that fixed cost every month of what this is costing in rent for this room. It's just a dumping ground. So my mission this month is to push myself, the team, so Kelly, my assistant's helping me. I'm coming over here once a week and going, what are we doing with that? What are we doing with that? Can we sell that? WhatsApping photos through to my assistant. She's getting it on eBay. And we're generating cash. So not only are we freeing back up this space that's completely dead and allowing the guys to perhaps have more space to hold stock, overflow stock, that is going to generate cash and help our customers, we're going to free this room up and make money back that we can reinvest into other CapEx. Now don't get me wrong, it's not always huge. It's 50 quid, it's 100 quid, but there's some of the stuff that we've sold and found in this room has blown me away at the value, because you know, one man's junk's another man's treasure and all that, and some of the stuff we've sold that's no good to us from 3 years ago, somebody's bitten our hands off. And I think we're getting close to, over the last week alone, generating over £10,000 in sales just for old bits of machinery, old but end-of-line stock, just things we don't really need anymore. And then we've already got about 20 to 30,000 worth of other stuff listed on eBay that's waiting to sell. There's stuff like old double wine boxes that's end of line. We're not producing them anymore because we killed the stock. There's a good 800 quid's worth of stock sitting there that may be good to somebody else, like an Etsy shop or somebody that's just starting out, an end of line retail stock buyer that's going to flog it on markets. I mean, here we've got hundreds of Christmas stockings that we obviously must have over-ordered or got shipped to us in error at some point in the past. Now you will say, well, it's madness, you know, there's so much waste here. And yes, the answer is there is, but we're in a wholesale, we're in a fast-moving, ever-changing industry here, and we do end up with lots of things, lots of junk. We've got a whole box of drawstring bags here. These are things that we can use this stock, and they're good for other people, but for us, they're just hoarding it here, and it's not generating us any income. So I'm slowly working my way through freeing this room up. Good memories in here. This was one of my first sort of own offices when we first moved in here years ago. Still got my little sign on the wall from when I came in here. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So I just think it's good. The message really that I wanted to give here is that everybody's probably got a junk cupboard and a lot of crap that they're hoarding somewhere. Get a system, get a process, and enlist people to help you, and just set a goal of listing one item a day online, because the mental freedom it will give you to turn these old cupboards, old spaces that you might have in the corner of your warehouse, hoarding old stock that just sits there year after year after year, degrading and costing you mentally, but also on the physical space. I strongly urge you to get stuck in, because it's blown me away the amount of cash that we've been able to generate that technically is like 100% margin, because we've already prepaid for it years ago, one way or another. So I'd be shocked if there's a lot of other businesses that have not got production, manufacturing facilities, that sort of stuff, and they're hoarding overs and odds and sods, end-of-line stuff that they could turn into pound notes and then use that to reinvest into new, fresh equipment, upgrading some of your softwares, upgrading some of your systems, put the money back in this year and try and make things that little bit better and afford yourself that additional space. So watch this space. Hopefully this room is going to be transformed into something that generates a return on investment each month. That is what we're doing. It's been a busy start to the week. Kicking off today at my sort of finance and data themed day. So I've been going through a lot of our key metrics from different departments, looking at the data from how we performed last week, measuring that against target, looking for trends, looking at the graphs, the charts, and real depth analysis on what levers we need to pull as a management team, as I'm about to step into our weekly business review, sort of with the senior team, having a look at every department and all the key input and output metrics from across the business. So yeah, notebook, pen, brainstorming, looking at the graphs, the charts, the data decks, so that when I go into that meeting, I'm fully versed with everything and I've already got a few ideas in my head as best as we can before just going in blind. So looking forward to that. It's been a good day. We have spent a bit of time with Trev in our finance department, and we're sort of doing a bit of an overhaul. We're looking at some of our systems, some of our processes, where we've kind of held those systems and processes since day one, when there was just a couple of us in the business, all the way to now approaching a £10 million group business with, you know, near on 50 people within it. We need to evolve our systems and processes because our finance function is growing, and so we're testing different systems and processes, and the technology that's out there with softwares like Xero, QuickBooks, these kind of tools are incredible now, and some of our spreadsheets and models need to be changed up a little bit and modernised, so we've been working on that. It's been a good day, feeling pretty good, and looking forward to what the rest of the week's got in store for us. That's what we're doing. A little win this week, improving our efficiency. We've just, after all these years, feel like we're a bit of a grown-up business now. We've finally got ourselves some proper printers in both buildings for Totally Branded. So we've got some proper, they are refurbished, but we came across a company called Norfolk Copiers, and I think these are literally costing us like £35 per printer per month. And I always had this thought that these printers that you'd sort of have back when we were at school, sort of proper photocopiers and printers, that they would be absolute fortunes to run. But actually, I've been really impressed with the process so far, in that you pay a fixed monthly fee and then you pay per copy, but it's like not even a penny per impression on a black and white, and like 4p for a colour sheet. And they auto ship you the inks the minute that they see that your inks fall below 20%. The inks arrive, so you don't have to worry about running out. I just think for the cost, when we've added up what we've been running on, is everybody across the business has had these little sort of home, like pro home computers, printers in different departments. And when we actually done an assessment on how much we spend per annum on the inks cartridges for these, every 6 months the one in the warehouse dies and we have to buy another one. We looked at it and thought we're actually spending like 1,500-1,600 quid a year on these printers and the consumables for them, and that's what we're spending now, let alone as we're growing and more people are going, I need a printer and I have to scan and do this and that. Now, we're not that big on printing, although we're a printing company. We're not trying to pull down half the Amazon rainforest. However, there are things we do critically need to print, such as delivery notes. We need to print some of our invoices out. We're starting to get into this whole lean journey, so we're trying to make more visual control across the business. And so the ability to have a decent, reliable printer that can print in A3 to do some signage when we need it, or when we're doing team interactive sessions or having a client visit, we still do sometimes need to do some printing. So the frustration has been really the cost of running them, but then also how unreliable they can be. 1 minute it's, the printer's not working, that's broke, and it's just completely inefficient. Only certain people in the business could print. So finally feel like we've matured a little bit, got some proper printers. Everyone across both sites is hooked up to these printers now, so it should run a lot more efficient. And I think it will just make us run a little bit smoother and take a little bit of friction and pain point away. And it's just similar to the Kanban racks that we've done, just day-to-day essentials. We just want to take the friction out and make it run smoothly so that we can just focus on the value-added activities every day and not running around 3 people looking for a cable because the printer's dropped off the internet, those kind of things. So a little smile on my face, a little win, and feel like it's a really good step in the right direction for our efficiency. So yeah, happy with that. Now let's test it out, see how they come out. That's what we're doing.
We won't be hooking up to APIs. We've got an API. We won't be hooking up to APIs. We won't be dealing with prices. If you want your products on there, here's a spreadsheet, fill it out. It's got to be accurate, and then we'll plug it in when we can. 2 days later, it's there.
If you can give him who you want him to reach out to, he's working on, that's one of his projects at the moment. He's going through and identifying which product should be in the bestsellers range.
But not just that. I think it would be good to do a kind of a 3-point check almost, right? Because basically we need reprint, DHL paying, almost, DHL claim, because we had one yesterday which says missing items. In-house reprinted. So that to us goes, they've not sent something.
Right.
But actually, DHL have lost it, Mickey's doing a claim.
Right, okay.
So I don't know if you want to add it on or to save me messing with it, but that would be a good one because we can track how many reprints are we doing because of DHL, how many refunds are we doing because of DHL. The customer comes to us and says we ain't got the stuff. We put £1,000 worth of reprinted stuff back through, but that gets lost within the system. Nobody's going, DHL coming for a meeting, you've lost 20 grand's worth of stuff and you've paid us out 50 quid.
So that's reprint, that's for Ella and Christine to do.
Right, okay.
Nothing to do with Mickey, but she has raised a very good point.
Yeah.
So on Gemba Docs, but what worries me quite significantly is we said that they would be doing it, and I can't, I might be eating my words here.
I doubt they've done it. When did you implement it? Last week? I doubt they've done it.
2 weeks ago. We are wrapping up another week and we're testing out Sam's new kit. He's just invested in some new equipment that we've got up here. So we're sort of preparing a little bit of a studio setup for us to create more totally branded Tassie waste content, informative content for our clients. So we're going to start looking at things like how-to videos, guides on products, product reviews. We're going to start really trying to level up the content and information that we're giving our customers on our websites for the groups within the company. And I'm hoping that it's going to start to really help some of our customers. So we're going to get feedback from the front line of some of our teams of like frequently asked questions. What are customers ringing up and not being able to find on our website? What are the answers to questions they really want? And what are the pressing things on a customer's mind, their concerns or worries? before transacting with us, both from the Tassie Waste side of things as well as the Totally Branded. So it's exciting, testing it out, new lights, blinding me, and nice new backdrops, getting familiar, testing things, and then next week we're going to get stuck into putting out hopefully some nice, fresh, new, informative content for our customers to put on our websites. So yeah, pretty good. All in all, good week, plenty moving forward. It's had its trials and tribulations, very much an operational, under the hood kind of week. Lots of internal meetings, lots of projects, lots of new capex that we're planning, that we're preparing for, and having those initial conversations, looking at budgets, looking at forecasts, and turning the wheel to try and get better than we was yesterday. So that's wrapped up this week. Until next week, goodbye.